All right, so today we're going to go over some marketing fundamentals. I deal with clients and people within the real estate industry, and one of the main issues that I see is getting people to switch over and switch their medium to the correct platform or using the correct strategy, right? And a good example is like sometimes I get people on let's say for example Instagram, right? I'll get somebody on Instagram and I'm like, hey, you should do this, shift it over and change to this strategy, and they're like, no, well, I got so much going on Instagram and it's so great. And then you're like, well, what does that look like? Well, what's your success like? What's your numbers, right? What's the metrics? And they don't really have a lot of metrics. Even still, they're a little bit stubborn about that. So I want to show you why you should consider, I strongly suggest you shift your strategy, right? I know a lot of people think that Facebook is not effective, but right now, when you're first starting out, Facebook is one of the most effective ways that you can market yourself and market your business. So what we're going to do here today is we're going to go over Instagram and we're going to go over Facebook. We're going to talk about some basics of marketing, and I'm going to go through each platform and kind of show you why and how they work in a way, and shift your mindset on why you should be thinking the way that I'm saying you should be thinking, right? So let's get over to and let's get started, right? All right, so right here, right on my screen, what you're seeing is you're seeing two screens, right? You're seeing two screens of mine. On the very left, what you're seeing is Instagram, right? And I know a lot of people are not familiar with how Instagram looks on a desktop, but this is what it looks like on a desktop. We're going to get into Instagram, and then on the right, this is Facebook. We're going to get into Facebook, and you're going to see why I suggest one over the other, but I'm also going to show you some technicalities within Instagram and Facebook, right? So one of the very first things that you want to do as a marketer, right, is don't go out and reinvent the wheel. You don't need to start new. It's not necessary to start new, right? And what I mean by that is if you're offering a service or product, there are people already out there looking for that service or product. They already understand and are familiar with what it is that you're offering, right? So you don't need to go immediately trying to generate cold traffic. People will be like, well, I ran some ads and it didn't work. Well, you ran ads on cold traffic, and cold traffic works the way it works, right? So what you want to do is you want to go where these people are. Like that's one of the biggest tricks and hacks of marketing, right? Instead of starting from scratch, go where those people are already. So I have like several platforms, and the way I market is I market on those platforms where these people are already gathered, right? So let's go back over to the screen, right? I want you to see and what I'm saying by that is, like, say Instagram, right? For example, if we go over to Instagram, I'm gonna make this full for you. We go over to Instagram, right? And let's just say that someone was interested. I'm always thinking about real estate subjects. So let's just say somebody was interested in the um, fix and flip. You can do this on the phone. It's very similar on the phone. But let's just say people are interested in fix and flip, right? So this is a hashtag, and I hope it's around fix and flipping houses. But this is a hashtag, and you can see within that hashtag, you have 400, almost 500,000 posts, right? I'm going to click on that hashtag, and what I can do as an Instagram user is I can come in here and I can explore this hashtag, and I can talk to and interact with people, right? Based upon these posts, right? So some time ago, like I started, ironically, I told you not to start from scratch, but some time ago, ironically, I started an Instagram page, and I started it around quotes and sayings, positive quotes and positive sayings. And I grew that page from zero, right? From zero all the way up to 30,000 using this strategy that I'm showing you right here on the screen, the hashtags. It has since changed, and my objectives have since changed, but this is what I did. You would go in that particular subject, that particular niche, and you would go and you would interact and talk to all of these people, right? So they're talking about fix and flip, obviously, right? These are all posts around fix and flip, and you can even follow these hashtags now. It wasn't always like that. But I can go in here and interact with these people based on this hashtag, right? And I can interact and bam, and then I can pop in, I can pop out, I can do whatever, right? But in order to reach these people, they kind of have to be searching actively in this hashtag, right? Or interacting. Like in order to get interaction, these people have to use this hashtag, right? So one of my beefs with Instagram is that you kind of come in here and explore this hashtag every single time, right? And this is only one hashtag. There are more strategies and things that are relevant to fix and flip, but we can only explore one hashtag at a time, right? That's a little bit of my beef with Instagram. Something else I want you to think about with Instagram is the user mindset, the frame of mind of the user when you're doing Instagram, right? So I'm pulling out my phone, and I want you to think about this. I always share this stat because it's a very interesting stat. And this stat is that the user, like how people use their devices. So on Instagram, most people use Instagram on their mobile device, right? Cool. And the reason why I bring that up is because when you do research and you pay attention to buyers, right? When we're marketing, like you can market for vanity matrix and popularity, but that's not the kind of marketing that I talk about and that I'm doing, right? I want results. I want customers that pay, and I believe you want the same thing, right? Because I meet a lot of people and they're like, yeah, I'm so popular, and they don't have anything going on other than just being popular. Like you want your content to generate business for you, generate leads, generate some kind of business. So think about like Instagram, they're phone users. They're phone users mostly. And phone users spend half as much as desktop users, right? So when you go and if you go do some research, desktop users spend twice as much money, right? They spend twice as much money as desktop users. So automatically, if you kind of address your specific audience, like the right audience, right? You address the right audience, you give yourself an advantage. So don't do what everybody else is doing. Don't get caught up in the vanity matrix on the Instagram, stuff like that. Yeah, it's still okay, and you want to be relevant on a mobile device. But if I were to suggest that you go after someone, right? I want you to go after those users that are on the desktop and that spend money, right? Those users are a lot more serious than mobile users. And some of the mobile users might be serious, but typically, even when you think about it, it's like, okay, desktop users, they go spend money. Their credit card information is typically stored on a computer. They're at work. They're just in a different mindset, right? Also, a lot of times when we're sharing this type of content, it's content that we want to, especially content, like maybe not products, but it's content. It's content that people want to learn. And typically when people want to learn, when they're going through some kind of course or content, right, when they're really serious, they're on a computer, right? They're using like a device that gives them that mindset where they sit down and they focus, right? So that's one of the things I want you to think about when you're marketing and targeting, right? You want to target. I typically go after those desktop users because they're more serious, right? Also think about it, right? The desktop users are generally older than the mobile users, right? And guess what? Older people they have more money than the younger people, like it or not, right? And I'm speaking against myself because I'm a younger, So this is one of the reasons why you want to go after those older people. Then let's talk about Instagram again, right? You go over to Instagram and people are like, oh my God, Instagram is so dead. It's not popular. Not Instagram, Facebook. It's not popular, but guess who's over there? Older, more serious demographic, right? They're over there and they're on there. You can say what you want about Facebook, but they're over there, right? That being said, I want to go over Facebook, right? And I want to show you this hack on why I typically suggest Facebook over Instagram, right? So we're going to shut Instagram down, right? We're going to leave that up and we're going to go over to Facebook. And remember, when we first talked about marketing, one of the first things that you want to do as a marketer is you want to go where people are already gathered, where they already understand your product and they're kind of searching for it in a way, right? And the hack with Facebook is that they have these things called groups. You see over here, groups. They have these things called groups, right? And these groups have thousands of people in it that are active and already know what it is that you are doing. They're already gathered, right? This is like a marketing secret, marketing hack. I don't know what you want to call it, but it's a strategy that you want to employ in your business. Instead of going to find new traffic, right? Instead of going to find new traffic, you want to go where these people are already existing, where they already gathered together, and they've gathered in these groups. So if we go over to these Facebook groups, right? I was working with a client and I was like, look, go over to Facebook, you should do this group. So we're going to research this specific group, right? We're going to research this group. We're gonna research this strategy, right? So, like I'm gonna research this strategy and check this out, right? So this is how many members that are available in this group, and that thing is growing fast because it was more. This wasn't like this earlier, but this is how many people is in this group. So this is 1,226 members that you can kind of market to, and they don't need to necessarily try to understand what it is that you're offering. So we're still sticking to real estate, right? But now it's like, okay, BRRRR Invest, right? We're trying to get people to I'm targeting people that understand BRRRR investments, and they're in this group, and they found this group, they sought out this group themselves, and they're already existing here. So what I can do is, no, you're not going to come in the group and spam, but this is what you want to do. You can kind of come in here and provide value to people. Or one of the shortcuts you can do is you can come in here, you can build a relationship with some of the leaders and the influencers, right? And you can get in that way. That's one of the ways that you get in the door to market to these 126 people, right? BRRRR. Now, Facebook group. Let's go back. And let's say, like I typically do, like I teach real estate investors on like how to market their business. And one of the things that we do is, one of the strategies that we have is how to grow a group, right? So an example is, if I was a real estate agent and I was trying to add value to people within my neighborhood or something like that, I can come in here and I can search groups. So this is a group around Philadelphia, urban planning, policy, and design. This is a group, and I come in here and I can provide value and do things around people that care about Philadelphia urban planning. This is a group, and this is a group of Philadelphia people already gathered. So a lot of the work is done, and you can come in here, you can provide value. You can, of course, you don't spam. You got to be conscious and mindful of spam laws. But one of the things you would do is maybe come in here, provide value, or maybe come in here, build a relationship with one of the admins, one of the leaders, and that's how you market yourself and you market your product, right? Philadelphia urban planning. Hey, I come in here and I build a relationship with one of the admins, and I'm saying, hey, I'm a real estate agent in the area. I care about urgent planning. I want to learn about it. Or maybe you already know about it and you come in here and you provide value that way. But this is one of the ways you come in, right? This is one of the hacks that the Instagram they don't have. They don't have these groups available. Facebook owns Instagram, but these groups on Facebook, these are highly powerful groups, right? And these are just a few groups that we went through. So let's say if we go back to fix and flip, we can search fix and flip groups. And these are even more groups of people that are just interested in the subject, fixing and flipping. These groups are all available, just groups of people fixing and flipping, or interested in fixing and flipping, right? These are all groups available for you to join and have access to. Let's look for pets. So these are another example, right? Like these are people interested in pets. These are several groups available that you can come in, interact with people, and just do your thing. Come in here, provide value to people some type of way, and you got access to all of this stuff. So this is one of the reasons why people get very stubborn. Like Instagram is too individual for you as a marketer. Yes, it's nice. Oh, I'm cool. I'm popular. It's nice. It's fancy. But Instagram is not the ideal platform compared to Facebook. You can say what you want, say all you want about Facebook, but Facebook has these groups going for it, right? And they also own Instagram. So typically your best bet is to head over to this Facebook platform and join these Facebook groups, right? Join these Facebook groups around the topics and the offers that you are already making to people. And you go in there, you provide value, or you go in there and you build a relationship with the respective admin, the respective party member, instead of starting from scratch, right? It's no need to start from scratch. Facebook is in general, the better platform compared to Instagram. Instagram feels good, it looks nice, but Facebook is just a better platform for you to market, right? All right, I believe that is all I wanted to show because I get a lot of resistance when I get some clients and they're like stuck within a specific platform. And really lately, what has been coming up a lot is I want to stick to Instagram. I don't want to go over to Facebook, right? Facebook and like I have a variety of clients that I deal with, but one of the clients that I have are or one of the type of client that I get is clients that want to sell a product like a course or some coaching, and it doesn't have the same influence and effect on Instagram as it does in Facebook. And the large reason why is because Facebook, it has these groups available, right? These groups are basically, think of them as not starting groups, as study groups and clubs of people looking for this specific thing that you're offering or the specific thing that you can do. So this is why you want to gear your strategy over towards Facebook. And a bonus thing that you want to do is just start your own Facebook group around that particular thing and grow that. And you can provide value to people that way. That being said, what we have for you, I'm going to put a link to it in the description, is I have a digital marketing for real estate course. I'm going to put a link to that, and you can join that group if you want to learn more about digital marketing. In addition to that, I'm going to add my Facebook group. We got two groups now. We got a digital marketing group, and we also have a digital marketing, social media marketing for real estate agents. And then we also have a real estate investing group. So I'm going to post link to all three of those things in the description. And if you're interested, you can just join those groups or sign up for that course. Other than that, I appreciate you watching, and I will see you on the other side. Bye-bye.